So just talking about CETA, and it is fantastic, I have to say, that the reaction from, I should say, the Quebec government, both the present one and the previous one, in terms of supporting that deal was hugely important and hugely appreciated. It is a huge deal, and you'll have seen from the announcement recently that negotiations on the text have finally concluded after several years. And I think it's worth mentioning here that he's not with us today, but Monsieur Jean Charest, I think, deserves a lot of credit for his role in that. CETA is now being looked at by the lawyers, and then it's going to be translated into a vast number of EU languages. What we're hoping is that it will be signed off during 2015 and will enter into force during 2016. And as you all know, CETA is not just important in itself for the EU countries and for Canada, but it's also a landmark deal in the sense that it sets a standard, we think, for trade agreements because of the wide sectoral coverage and the level of ambition. It also sets a template for the EU-US transatlantic trade and investment partnership negotiations, which you all know about very well. We think from some economic modelling that the deal could be worth $12 billion to the Canadian economy and $1.3 billion to the UK economy. So this is worth having. Now, going around the country, I've met some Canadian businessmen who are not sure about the benefits. Yes, of course, we all know that trade agreements involve trade-offs. But this is not just about opening up sectors in Canada. It's about creating huge new opportunities for Canadian business in Europe. As I've said, access to a market of over 500 million consumers in 28 countries. Advantage of being the first mover before the EU-US trade talks are done. Huge ability for Canadian farmers to export to the EU through larger quotas. Framework that allows regulators to negotiate mutual recognition agreements. Procurement access across 28 countries. These are huge gains. Investment protection agreement.